You want to know how to become mentally strong? Let me tell you something. Strength is not built when everything is easy. Strength is born when life pushes you to your knees, and you decide to stand back up anyway. See, mental strength is not about avoiding storms. It's about walking through them head high, knowing the sun will shine again. You want to be strong? Then let's talk about it. You know, a lot of people wait around for motivation. They think that one morning they'll wake up, stretch their arms, and suddenly feel like running 10 miles, reading 3 books, working on their dream, fixing their life. But let me tell you something, motivation is unreliable. Motivation is like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's stormy, and most of the time you don't control it. If you're waiting on motivation, you'll be waiting a long time. And the truth is, if you build your life on motivation, you'll never get very far. Discipline, that's different. Discipline doesn't ask you if you feel like it. Discipline doesn't care if it's raining outside. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, if you had a rough day, if your emotions are pulling you in another direction. Discipline says, we're doing this because we said we would. That's the difference between people who dream and people who achieve. Think about it. Anybody can get excited for a day. Anybody can start a new habit when the energy is fresh, when the excitement is high. But discipline shows up when excitement dies. Discipline is what pushes you forward when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, when it's just you and your decision. That's what separates winners from quitters. You see, motivation comes and goes like a guest. It shows up, gives you a little spark, then leaves. Discipline is the landlord. It owns the house. It's permanent. You can't rely on something temporary to build something permanent. You've got to build your life on the foundation of discipline. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 runners. The first one wakes up and says, I'll run when I feel motivated. He runs once this week, maybe twice next week, maybe skips the week after. The second one, he runs every morning at 6 a.m. It doesn't matter if he feels motivated. It doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's raining, if his bed feels too good. 6 a.m. He's out the door, now fast. Forward 6 months, who's stronger, who's faster, who's built habits that can't be shaken. It's obvious. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. And discipline is not glamorous. It's not shiny, it's not exciting, it's repetition, it's routine, it's the grind when nobody claps for you. It's saying no when it's easier to say yes. It's waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's eating the meal that fuels your body instead of the one that pleases your cravings. It's picking up that book instead of picking up your phone. That's discipline. Now here's the beauty of it. When you live with discipline, you don't have to rely on how you feel, because your actions are no longer controlled by your emotions. You don't have to wait for a good day to make progress, because progress becomes your everyday. And once you experience that, once you know what it feels like to move forward even when you don't feel like it, you become unstoppable. So ask yourself right now, are you living by motivation or are you living by discipline? Are you waiting to feel ready or are you moving even when you're not? Because the truth is, you'll never always feel ready, but discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline builds habits, and habits build strength, and strength builds success. Motivation is a spark, but sparks fade. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning day after day, night after night. And if you want to be mentally strong, if you want to build a life that lasts, you've got to stop chasing sparks and start building the fire. Everybody wants to grow, but nobody wants to be uncomfortable. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants the struggle that comes with it. And that right there is the problem. Because growth does not live in comfort. Strength does not live in comfort. Progress does not live in comfort. Comfort is easy. Comfort is safe. Comfort is predictable. But comfort never changes you. Think about it. Every time in your life that you became stronger, every time you became wiser, every time you became better, it wasn't because you were sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the view. No, it was because life pushed you, stretched you, tested you. It was because you walked into something that scared you, challenged you, maybe even broke you for a while. That's where growth hides, inside the uncomfortable. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you spend your whole life avoiding discomfort, you spend your whole life avoiding growth. You can't run from fear and expect courage. You can't hide from failure and expect strength. You can't cling to comfort and expect greatness. They don't go together. The price of strength is discomfort, and the price of greatness is struggle. Look at anyone who has built something meaningful. Athletes, leaders, creators, entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter who. Every one of them has a story of discomfort. Waking up before sunrise when they didn't want to. Training their bodies until they ached. Studying when their friends were out having fun. Failing, getting rejected, getting laughed at, and still coming back the next day. That's not comfort, that's pain, that's sacrifice, that's choosing the hard road over the easy one, because they knew where it would lead. Let me put it like this. Comfort feels good now, but discomfort pays off later. The gym hurts now, but health pays later. Waking up early stings now, but success pays later. Saying no to distractions feels hard now, but focus pays later. The question is, which pain are you willing to choose? The temporary pain of discipline and discomfort, or the lasting pain of regret? Because regret is the heaviest weight you will ever carry, and I get it. Discomfort doesn't feel good. Fear doesn't feel good. Struggle doesn't feel good. But the most important things in your life will never come from feeling good. They'll come from growing, and growth always costs something. Every time you step into discomfort, you're telling yourself, I'm stronger than my excuses, I'm stronger than my fear, I'm stronger than my comfort zone, and that is how mental strength is built. So don't run from the pain, don't run from the fear, lean into it, because the very thing you're afraid of, the rejection, the failure, the unknown, that's the thing that will shape you. That's the thing that will carve strength into your character. That's the thing that will teach you lessons a comfortable life never could. Remember this, the obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. The challenge is not there to stop you. It's there to build you. Every time you face it, you walk out stronger. Every time you face it, you gain something no one can take away. And if you want to be mentally strong, you've got to stop looking for the easy way and start choosing the path that stretches you, molds you, and grows you. Discomfort is not your enemy. Discomfort is your teacher. Discomfort is your trainer. Discomfort is the fire that forges strength. And if you learn to embrace it instead of escape it, you'll discover a power inside yourself that comfort could never give you. So the next time you're faced with something hard, don't back away. Don't shrink. Step into it, because on the other side of that discomfort is the stronger version of you. You cannot control the world. You cannot control the weather, the economy, the people around you, or the things life throws at you. You can't control who betrays you, who doubts you, who leaves you, or who tries to stop you. And if you spend your energy trying to change all of that, you'll live a life of frustration, anger, and disappointment. But there's one battlefield you do control, the battlefield within your own mind. And if you master that, you master everything. See, most people lose not because life was too hard, but because they lost the war inside their head. They let fear talk them out of taking chances. They let doubt convince them they weren't good enough. They let negativity dictate their attitude. And when your mind is your enemy, no external victory will ever matter. because you'll sabotage yourself before the world even has a chance to. But the ones who become mentally strong, they learn a different strategy. They stop wasting energy on what's outside their control, and they take full ownership of what's inside. They can't control the storm, but they control how they sail through it. They can't control the words of critics, but they control the meaning they give them. They can't control the weight of failure, but they control whether they let it crush them or teach them. That's the difference. Life will always test you. It will throw problems at you, sometimes problems you didn't ask for, sometimes problems you don't deserve. But you've got to understand those problems don't break you. The story you tell yourself about those problems, that's what breaks you. If you say, "This is the end," you'll quit. If you say, "This is unfair," you'll stay bitter. But if you say, "This is teaching me, this is building me, this is shaping me for something greater," then suddenly, what was meant to destroy you becomes the reason you rise. Your mind is the lens you see the world through. And if your lens is dirty with negativity, doubt, fear, and excuses, then even opportunities will look like problems. But if your mind is trained, if it's clean, if it's sharp, if it's strong, then even problems start looking like opportunities. You've got to protect that lens. You've got to train it daily, the same way an athlete trains his body, because if your mind is weak, everything else crumbles. And here's the truth: controlling your mind isn't about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing your focus. You can focus on what you can't control, and you'll feel powerless. Or you can focus on what you can control, your effort, your attitude, your persistence, and suddenly you're powerful again. Think about the strongest people you've ever known. They didn't have perfect circumstances. They didn't have a world that catered to them. What they had was resilience. They had the ability to remain calm in chaos, focused under pressure, and hopeful in darkness. That's mental strength, and that's something no one can give you and no one can take from you. It's yours to build. So the next time life hits you with something unfair, don't waste your breath trying to change what's outside your control. Instead, ask yourself, what can I control right now? My attitude, my response, my next step? That's where your power is. That's where your freedom is. The world will never stop being unpredictable. People will never stop disappointing you. Problems will never stop coming. But if you control your mind, none of that can control you. The storm outside will rage, but the calm inside will carry you through. And that is how you become unshakable. Failure, that word alone scares people. It paralyzes them. It makes them avoid risk, avoid effort, avoid trying. Because somewhere along the way, they were taught that failure is the end. That if you fail, it means you weren't good enough, that you weren't capable, that you should quit. But let me tell you something: failure is not the end. Failure is the beginning. Failure is the birthplace of strength, of resilience, of wisdom. If you want to be mentally strong, you've got to stop fearing failure and start using it. Every person you admire, every champion, every leader, every success story you look up to, they failed. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. The only difference between them and the ones who quit is this: they didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. They didn't see failure as a full stop. They saw it as a comma, a pause, a lesson, a step toward the next attempt. Think about a child learning to walk. That child will fall 100 times before they ever take their first step. And yet, nobody looks at that child and says, "Well, I guess walking isn't for you." No, we expect them to fall. We expect them to stumble, and because they keep getting up, one day they walk, then they run, then they never look back. That's the same with life. You will fall, you will stumble, but if you keep getting up, one day you'll run. Failure is not a sign you're weak. Failure is proof that you're trying. and every failure is a lesson wrapped in pain. If you're smart, you unwrap it, you study it, you ask yourself, what did this teach me? What can I do differently next time? Because the truth is, failure will either break you or it will build you. It depends on how you use it. Some people fail once and quit. They let that one setback write the rest of their story. But the strong, the ones who rise, they fail, they learn, they adjust, they keep going. And every time they fall forward. They use failure as fuel. Take a look at history. The greatest inventors, the greatest leaders, the greatest athletes, all of them failed more times than most people even tried. Thomas Edison didn't fail once. He failed 1,000 times before the light bulb came to life. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots in his career. He lost games. He failed over and over again. But what did he say? I succeed because I fail. He understood the formula. Failure isn't the enemy. Quitting is. And here's the secret most people never realize. Success doesn't come after failure. Success comes because of failure. The lessons you learn, the resilience you gain, the toughness you develop, that's what creates success. Without failure, you'd never have the strength to carry the weight of success when it arrives. So the next time you fail, don't hang your head. Don't bury yourself in shame. Don't think it's over. Instead, stand tall. Look at that failure in the face and say, thank you for the lesson. Watch what I do next. That's mental strength. That's how you build unshakable confidence, not by avoiding failure, but by embracing it, by learning from it, by rising above it. You want to be mentally strong, stop fearing the fall, start valuing the rise, because every failure you face is not taking you further from your goal. It's taking you closer. Each mistake is another brick in the foundation of your strength. Failure doesn't mean you're done. It means you're not done yet. And if you're willing to keep standing up every time you fall, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. Look around you. Look at the people in your life, the ones you talk to every day, the ones you spend your time with, the ones you share your energy with. Whether you realize it or not, they are shaping you. They are feeding you or they are draining you. They are lifting you higher or they are pulling you lower. That's the truth most people ignore. Your environment is either building your strength or it's destroying it. If you want to be mentally strong, you cannot surround yourself with weakness. You can't spend your days with people who settle, complain, gossip, and quit, and expect to rise above that. Energy is contagious, mindsets are contagious, habits are contagious. If you spend your time with 5 lazy people, you'll become the 6th. If you spend your time with 5 strong, disciplined, focused people, you'll become the 6th. Who you surround yourself with is not just a detail. It's a decision that shapes your destiny. Think about it. You've probably had moments where you were motivated, inspired, ready to change your life, only to get around the wrong crowd and watch your fire die out. Not because you weren't strong, but because you let yourself stand in the rain of negativity until your flame was drowned. That's why your circle matters. You can't build strength in an environment that keeps you weak. The people you let close to you should be people who challenge you, people who hold you accountable, people who demand more from you than you demand from yourself. You need people who see your potential and refuse to let you settle for less. That's not always comfortable. Strong people will tell you the truth you don't want to hear. They'll push you when you feel like giving up. They'll expect more from you than excuses, and at first you might resist it. But later you'll thank them because they kept you on the path when you wanted to quit. Now, that doesn't mean you cut everyone off cold. It means you become intentional. If someone's energy is negative, if all they do is complain, if they never support your growth, then you need to limit their influence. Protect your mind like you protect your house. You wouldn't let someone walk into your home and dump garbage all over the floor. So why do you let people dump garbage into your mind? On the other hand, when you find people who inspire you, who live with discipline, who push through discomfort, who chase growth, who rise from failure, you hold on to those people. You study them, you learn from them, you keep them close because their strength becomes your strength. Their habits sharpen your habits. Their courage fuels your courage. It's not about finding perfect people. It's about finding strong people, people with scars, people who've been through storms and came out tougher. People who live the lessons you're trying to learn, and the more you surround yourself with that kind of strength, the more natural it becomes for you to rise. But here's the key you can't just take. You've got to give. You've got to be that strong person for others too. You've got to feed the people around you with discipline, encouragement, resilience, because mental strength multiplies when it's shared. So ask yourself today, who's in my circle? Are they draining me or are they driving me? Are they feeding my weakness or feeding my strength? Because if you're serious about becoming mentally strong, you can't afford to ignore this. You become like the company you keep. Surround yourself with strength, and you'll find your own strength growing. Surround yourself with weakness, and you'll find yourself shrinking. The choice is yours. Protect your circle, because your circle will shape your future. At the end of the day, mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build, brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day, and it's not built when life is easy. It's built when life is hard. Strength comes when you choose discipline over excuses. When you embrace discomfort instead of running from it. When you stop wasting your power on what you can't control and master what you can. When you stop seeing failure as the end and start using it as the lesson. And when you surround yourself with people who lift you higher, who challenge you, who push you to rise. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you become unbreakable. That is how you become mentally strong. So the next time life knocks you down, don't stay down. Don't ask why me. Ask, what can I learn? How can I rise? What version of me will come out of this? Because the world doesn't need more people who quit when it gets hard. The world needs people who can walk through the fire, take the scars, and keep moving. People who understand that storms don't last forever, but strong minds do. And if you decide, right here, right now, that no matter what comes your way, you will stand, you will rise, you will push forward, then nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. So don't wait for strength. Don't wish for strength. Build it, live it, be it. Because you are stronger than you think.